Yo, happy Friday, guys. I want to put the reminder out that you still have the opportunity to take advantage of the 50 times entries on the website right now, dbpsquad.shop, to get entered to win the Shelby GT 500 and 10,000 smackaronis in cash. Do not sleep on this opportunity, guys. Come November 1st, one of you watching right now is going to get that phone call. Hey, yo, come pick up your Shelby GT 500, your 10,000 cash, the title, and let's race. So make sure you head to the website, dbpsquad.shop, 50 times entries, and good luck, guys. It finally has happened. We have my 2024 Mustang GT, also known as Apex, here behind me, and you probably have noticed we haven't been filming with it much. I had picked up this base 24 GT about 3 months ago now, and the day I got it, I went full head of steam into it. It was a complete base 300A package, which doesn't really come with much. And as you can see, I have in the Oxford white, which is definitely new for me because I've always had blue vehicles. One of the first things we did to the car was lower it on some Ibach Sportline springs, and I think the fitment's absolutely amazing, especially paired up with the SVE Performance Pack 2 wheels and, you know, some Nitto tires. I'm loving how the car sits. The next thing we did was full tint. We went 35% on the windshield and 5% all around, which just looks absolutely killer on the white paint. I went ahead and got the roof wrapped gloss black. Really ties in the black and, you know, white color scheme really nicely. So we did that. Our friends over at Farrell sent us out a spoiler and probably one of the better looking front lips for these cars because it's not too overpowering, but it looks really good. So it spices up that beige GT look. Headlights remain stock. The front ponies still chrome, that's stock. Did get the car PPF'd. It has a full like track package from our friends over at Capital Autobahn. So it has the best in the game, the XPEL 10 mil PPF job. Then our friends at Lethal Performance sent us out there Lethal times Cooks 1 7/8 long tube headers, which that got slapped on. Sounds amazing. Then we tied up the exhaust setup with a valved exhaust, quad tip, 5-inch. We had to cut the diffuser and such, but this thing sounds absolutely amazing, and this base model now has an active exhaust. Damn, brother! Holy sh! So clearly, the base exhaust is no longer on the car. One of the coolest projects that I actually got to do was take this 300A interior on the 24s and, you know, turn it into a premium, and we started off with the custom interiors leather seat skins. So underneath those leather seats that you're looking at right now is the factory cloth. And then if Jordan wants to take a peek in the rear there, we actually got rid of the base rear seats and I got a custom DBP logo to rear seat delete because I had one plan in mind for this vehicle with the overall goal. I used to have a 2020 10-speed, absolutely loved it, and I did plan on boosting it, but I never got to doing that. I ended up selling that car and picked up my 2022 Mustang Mach-1. This was the channel's handling car. It has the Tremec, the 5.0, and in my opinion, it was a really good replacement for my 2020 10R80 car. This is now for sale, so if anybody is looking for a mint condition Mach, go watch the previous video on the channel that I posted Wednesday. I go over all the info as to why this car is for sale. Back in my head though, I really wanted to jump into a 24, and I told myself the 10R80 would be the best option because I have manual cars all over the place. And the one thing I wanted to do with this vehicle in particular was boost it. And today, it is officially here. So a huge shout out goes out to our friends over at Lethal Performance. Lethal Performance has been hopping on board with the channel lately. It's been an awesome partnership. And we've been in the talks for about a month and a half about getting one of their Lethal Performance Whipple kits on the S650 so I can start branching off and trying new things. I've never really had a car that was dedicated to racing. It's always been like cars I just simply enjoy. And you know, I'll race them here and there, but I've never had like a track car. And considering I picked up that 10R80 24, you know, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to start a little new series on the channel to where I start chasing for a 9-second car, which I know in today's day and age, it's not that impressive, but I figured if we have a turnkey, very comfortable daily 9-second car to where we can take our road trips, do our East Coast Mustang tours, do different stops, and on those stops, we can actually hit some drag strips now and run a consistent 9-second pass. I just think the content will be actually really fun, and I'll be able to run some of you guys at the track, and that's the overall goal with this. Earlier this week, I got a delivery of 2 pretty meaty boxes. This is really exciting because this is actually the first time I'm ever taking delivery of a brand new Whipple kit. The only other Whipple I ever had was on my 04 Terminator that I bought used. I've been seeing a lot of content obviously on the 24 and the Whipple kits. I want to say this is like the first blower that came out, and they were like in partnership with Ford, hence why only tuning really is available with Whipple at the time. I'm not too sure if there's other companies out right now that do boost that, you know, have a dedicated tune, but I do know for a fact Whipple does. Everybody knows when it comes to the naturally aspirated side of things with the S650, it's lacking so much, and it is so heartbreaking because 10 speeds like Gen 3s and even the 6R80s and the Gen 2s, like NA E85 tuned, are really fun cars, and it catches a lot of people by surprise. It is definitely a bummer because the car right now, the way it sits with the Lethal Cooks 1 7/8, it has the K&N cold air intakes on there, and it's stock tuned, unfortunately. I really do wish I could have experienced the naturally aspirated side of things where, you know, you can go and get custom tuned for E85 and just get the max effort out of that setup, but it's not gonna happen. There is really no telling when that is going to get unlocked. It could be a month, it could be years, who knows? What I do know is inside this box and inside this box, that problem is solved, and it's gonna be solved with about 300 wheel horsepower added to the car. We're not gonna be installing the Whipple today, as much as I would love to just throw it on the lift and get cracking on this with Jordan. We're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna do it the safest way possible, and that really begins with oil pump gears and a crank sprocket. So if you decide to go on lethalperformance.com and get one of their Whipple kits, just take the extra initiative, guys. Buy the oil pump gears and crank sprocket and have them installed. From my understanding, when you do the oil pump gears, the crank sprocket and such, it's pretty much when you get into those high RPMs and you hit rev limiter, it's been known to where the oil pump gears can break and your oil pump fails, and that's a big no-no. So when you get these oil pump gear replacements, they're definitely stronger. They're known to hold more power, more abuse up in the higher RPMs, and it's just a precaution. This Whipple kit from Lethal is actually their stage 2 kit. So it is going to, you know, be pretty much maximizing the current setups for the Whipples on these cars. With that in the back of my mind, I didn't want to half-ass anything. I wanted to do it right. And with Lucifer out there that has a Paxton supercharger on there, I did the same thing. Oil pump gears, crank sprocket, first thing. Anyway though, inside this first box here, there is a lot of stuff. And the first thing that kind of jumps out at me is this thing. This looks like the heat exchanger. There's a 112mm Ford throttle body. I don't know what's in these boxes. There's like 3 of the same. There is a lot of boxes in here. And these are all hoses, and yeah, we're gonna have a fun little project here, Jordan. I have been game planning on getting the oil pump gears and stuff installed. I was trying to have this whole ordeal done before Mustang week, because that's in like a week from now. By the way, if you're watching this, I am going to Mustang week. I'm taking Lucifer. I was gonna take the Whipple X650, but sometimes things, you know, don't work out how I want them to, and that's totally okay, because when I get home, this thing's waiting for me. Other things that would technically be classified in that box is right here. We're gonna be running the Lethal Performance booster pump. That's just gonna allow your stock fuel system to pretty much work overtime and you know, be able to handle a Whipple. I don't even know if it's really an option to do a fuel system on the S650s because custom tuning is not there. I think the only real way to do it is to completely run a standalone ECU, and that's a lot of money. I wonder if anybody's done that. If anybody knows of somebody or a shop that has actually gone that extra mile to run, like, you know, a Motec or something and has a Whipple on S650, which probably not worth the money, to be honest. You're talking some big money doing that. Let me know if anybody's done that though. I'm actually quite curious. I never really thought of that until now. The booster pump is just gonna be simple plug and play into your factory harness, and that's again gonna send more voltage. And then inside this box right here is kind of where the stage 2 factor with the Lethal kit stands. That's because we're gonna be running a 375 grip tech pulley, and for those that don't know, grip tech, like belt ridges or whatever you wanna call it on the pulley, grip. It grips better than, you know, a smoother pulley, so that's where the grip tech pulleys come into play. So the Lethal grip tech 375 pulley is part of the stage 2 kit, and I want to say the other thing that like kind of corresponds with that is the E30 blend that a lot of people have been running and seeing success with. So I definitely know there are a few S650s with the Lethal Whipple kits right now that are into the 9s, and again, that's my goal. If it goes 999, that's all I want, literally, out of this kit. This is the best part because it's blue. Okay, goddamn, kind of ruined the surprise there. But this is why it took a little bit longer than usual, because we have the Whipple head unit with Lethal Performance's beautiful lid cover. And I gotta say, you know, it's probably one of the coolest lid covers you can get on these Whipples for sure, because I mean, the skull's pretty sick. There's a lot of nice detail there, I just noticed actually. Look at this, like nice little plaques that say Lethal Performance there. The skull for one, that is super sick. Whipple, Lethal, can we do a one-off? Can we do like a skull with like a DBP logo in the skull or something? That, oh, right here, look at it. Boom, that'd be sick. So soon to come, and Whipple and Lethal don't know about this yet, but they're finding out right here first, folks, that we are gonna have a DBP logo in the skull, like indented in. So if I have to bust out the engraver, we're going to town. This thing though, boys, is a woolly mammoth, dude. Like, no joke. This has been the missing puzzle piece for the last month and a half now, because the S650 stuff, as I mentioned, NA wise, is just so stale. There's not really much to do. I do have like one mission though before this car gets taken apart, this starts getting installed, and that's to go to the track. As it sits right now, we'll throw, you know, the VMS Hoosier setup on, run it NA as it sits on 93, which it's probably going to be a really, really slow pass, but hey, it's all good. I want to see what kind of time we get from it fully NA, the way it is, stock tune and such. And then when we slap this on, obviously, it is the chase for 9s. That's all I want out of this. I just want a nice, reliable 9-second car that I can obviously do my traveling with, do my racing with, and it's turnkey, ready to rock. Lethal, appreciate you guys hopping on board with this whole journey of mine in the S650. I'm really stoked on it. Definitely ready to make it happen. As soon as we get back from Mustang Week, those oil pump gears are going in with the crank sprocket. I think we can do it in one night. I think we got it. I've never installed a Whipple before, but it's nice though, because we have the HQ. I have a freaking lift. We have AC. We got a toolbox. We have air tools. We literally have everything to do this. This thing's making a lot of horsepower already, because, you know, I got the K&N cold air intakes on there. For those that don't know, it's disgusting. Soon though, they're gonna be gone, and that big old blue Lethal Whipple is gonna be right on there. And I think the color's gonna go crazy. The blue on the white, what do you think?
I think it'll look good.
Got to do the calipers the same exact color to tie it all in. This thing is heavy as shit though, dude. I'll be real with you. I might blow out a hammy. Just kidding. We fucking bench press Mopar baby mamas. We're straight.
I know you've been in the gym waiting for this moment.
Waiting. Oh, that's gonna look so sick, dude. That blue's actually gonna go crazy on the white.
Put it on top of the, right there.
From the looks of it, we might have to bust out the saw and cut a hole in the hood.
Hey, we got a Dremel.
I don't think she's gonna clear, dude. This is going to look sick. The blue and the white go crazy, dude. I might have to do that.
Hey, now you gotta throw a little bit of red in there. You got red, white, and blue.
Chill, bro. American as fuck. Oh my God. Oh my, I don't even want to talk about that. Monday, this is real bad. We're going to talk about that later.
She's running.
But she's not. Anyway, no, stop. Oh, Chevy shit, boys. We got to take the C6 ZR1 apart.
Problems.
That's going on the lift after this video. We have to pull that blower off. That's all I'm saying. Never mind the Chevy junk.
Wait, we're putting that in there. I'm just kidding.
Could you imagine if it fit? You're like, yeah, Lethal, I don't know where that Whipple went. This is gonna move out. I am really, really stoked. We're gonna do the whole 9 if we have to. Drive shaft, suspension, you know, converter, like we'll do whatever we gotta do. I want this thing nasty. Now that I see it with the cold air intakes and white coming off the blue.
Custom fab might have to happen.
It might have to happen. Jacob, we're gonna have to get together there, bud. So really big news, guys. Very, very excited for this. Again, Lethal Performance, thank you so much. And for those out there, if you have a Mustang and you're looking to add some horsepower, go check out lethalperformance.com. And a lot of people may not know this, but if you use my promo code DVP Squad on your purchase, you will save a good amount of money. And it goes for the long tube headers from Lethal and Cooks. You can save about $200 and have Cooks headers delivered to your house for about $1,600, which good luck finding a better deal than that. Oh, and I think you may get like $1,000 off a Whipple, just saying. So here's the Whipple intake. Tell me
that
in white. Oof. As far as the Lethal Whipple kit, that's pretty much all I have for you today. Like I said, oil pump gears, crank sprocket is priority number 1, and as soon as that's done, it's game time. We are gonna take this car apart, take our time, and get it installed. And I think just load up a tune and it's ready to rock. When it comes to the 2014 Shelby, there was one thing the car was in dire need of, and we're taking care of that today. Whoever owned this car last definitely gave it hell, I'd say. So the tires are pretty bald. We have that covered. It's getting done today, and the Shelby should finally be able to hook up with the new meats. So we're gonna go load them in the cars, take them to Zach. Zach's gonna slap them on for us. We ended up going with the old faithfuls, the Firestone Indy Firehawk 500s. These things not only look aggressive, but it's honestly a really, really nice tire compound. It lasts a while, and it's grippy, really good performance tires, and you're not gonna be like dropping crazy, crazy money. Oh yeah, fits like a glove. Bill Crumpton. You guys have seen Zach mount up my drag pack for the S650. This thing looks so good rolling, dude. There's the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, G? I want the 305s up front this time and the 275s in the rear.
I was gonna do the 305s on the right side.
I like that.
You got your wheel weights too.
Oh, you ordered the special wheel weights? Whenever he works on our stuff, he orders special wheel weights. It's pretty sick. Why are those green? Why are they green? Why'd you do one green? Freshly painted wheel weights. Work like a charm. Appreciate you, Zach. I'll see you in a little bit. Tires are dropped off. Shelby's gonna have some grip. I'm actually excited to see what that thing puts down without spinning. We just received the last few modifications we needed for the 99 New Edge Bluetooth valve to get this thing running perfect with no more slurging of the idle. So the last time we took this car over to Flim Flam Speed was probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. We got it dyno tuned and the car ran great. It made great power. It was at like 430-ish wheel, which, you know, in a New Edge, you can't really complain because that's pretty stout. Now, if you've been watching the channel, we recently just bought the car back for the third and final time. Nothing with the setup has changed since I last sold the car, and considering I bought it back, I wanted to go and actually fix the things that needed to be fixed, such as this charge pipe that was once installed there. I have the old charge pipe and the new charge pipe inside the garage, which I want to do a nice little comparison and break down to you exactly why Bluetooth valves idle was horrible. But help me out, guys, by just simply dropping a like up on this video. Let's go and crush 2,000 likes on this video, and if this is you on the screen right here in that non-subscribe percentile, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make it happen. I'd like to take a brief minute and just give you guys a nice little rundown and comparison between the two charge pipes here. This one being the CX Racing charge pipe that was obviously modified with a mass airflow sensor from SCT, and then this is my new and improved fully refabricated brand new 3-inch pipe that's going to be in replacement of this old one. Just by looking at the old one though, you can see that this thing has been completely modified, and this is part of the CX Racing intercooler kits for the 99 through 04 Mustangs. If you actually end up running a Vortec head unit on your New Edge, those do not come with an intercooler kit. Those have like an air to water cooler, which is like that big old box that mounts into the engine bay, and it does not come with an intercooler though, so keep that in mind. Bluetooth valve does have a Vortec V3 SI head unit, and I wanted it intercooled, so the best alternative option to make that happen without going fully custom, such as this charge pipe, is the CX Racing kit on eBay. But looking at this charge pipe here, you can tell that this was all converted to what you would call a blow-through setup. Therefore, the mass airflow's up there and not down low in the fender, and you can obviously tell that there is no blow-off valve on this upper charge pipe anymore. It is now down low, I think before the intercooler, if I remember correctly. Now, to keep this short and sweet, we are obviously retiring this old charge pipe, and that's why I had my buddy Jacob Hancock with Twin Racing Fabrication go and custom make me a brand new charge pipe, which we no longer have that big opening right there. It is all 3-inch through and through, and we actually have a slot style MAF, the BA 5000, courtesy of our friends over at Lethal Performance. Thank you so much, Lethal, for sending me that out. Make sure you guys go shop with them for your Mustang needs. Promo code DBP Squad right there on the screen. Save that cheddar. But Jacob went and provided a beautiful, beautiful custom fabricated charge pipe, and you can see the slot style little bung there for the MAF, and we have the IAT sensor, which is going to screw right there. And I talked to Kevin, my tuner for the New Edge, and he said it's best practice to have the mass airflow before the IAT. And the one big thing about this charge pipe that you're going to notice is, unlike the old one where the mass airflow was all the way up here, and like I said, we were getting a dirty reading from the throttle body, which is essentially right there, so midway, but we dropped it all the way down, so it is going to have a lot more space through there, so there is no more dirty readings. There's none of that jazz, and this thing should idle perfectly. Here on the SCT device, we have the new and updated tune for the BA 5000, courtesy of Flim Flam Speed here in Richmond, Virginia. Make sure you guys go get your cars tuned by them if you are, you know, New Edge specific. He loves working on the New Edge platform and stuff, so go hit them up. Other than the stuff I just showcased, there's one last thing, which a lot of you are going to be very happy about, and that's a new battery. Let's see if we can get this one on. All right, now this has to go into the throttle body. Elbow coupler is nicely secured. This pipe is fitting perfect. Oh yeah, that is literally Perfect. Jacob, great job, man. Despite his really clean charge pipe, this isn't, you know, a vehicle I drive around and pop the hood. That's far from it right now. When we do the Coyote swap and stuff, then, you know, we'll get to that point. But if I want a hood popper, that's what Lucifer's for. This one, this stays incognito. I just want it to drive good. Plugging everything else back in. I actually have to locate, okay, here's this plug. So this is the sensor. Boom, and then the MAF plug. Where are you? Where are you? Since we did swap to a slot style BA5000, this factory plug won't work, but you saw Lethal Performance sent us out the correct attachment plug, so we can plug this into the MAF. Boom, and then these two. Boom, and now we can go and actually, look at this. Probably tuck that right back in there, Billy. It's looking promising here, guys. Everything's coming together nicely. We got the charge pipe in. All I have to do is pull the battery now and go to AutoZone, cop a new battery, load the tune, and this thing should be back. Wonder if our boy Jerry's working today. Something tells me he's here. Battery acquired. Shout out to AutoZone. And a personal shout out for the fella that applied a discount and saved a little bit of money on this battery. I appreciate that. Batteries are expensive, man. Like, I don't remember it being so much money for a freaking battery. It's crazy. Charge pipe, check. Sensors, check. New battery, check. Now, does the car have power? We got juice, baby! It's so hot in here. Plug up our SCT, get this new Flim Flam Speed tune, and we're gonna crank her up there, Billy. And there we go. BA5000. Boom. Boom. Well, that was a lot faster than I remembered. Okay, it's done. That was done pretty quick. I don't know. First startup with the new setup and hopefully the final fix to Bluetooth valve here. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if everything works properly. All goes to plan. We're gonna go and take this thing for a drive and just see if the drivability has completely changed. Here goes nothing. Drop that like, boys. First startup in 3, 2, and 1. Uh-oh. She ain't happy. Hold on. Hold on. Plugged in, that's plugged in. So I don't know if it's because we tuned it like on a dyno as precise as possible, obviously with the old charge pipe, and this is just a file that he just simply replaced the MAF, you know, data in to run. But let's see if I give it gas again, what happens. Yeah, we may probably have to do a data log or something. This completely makes sense. It's just gonna need a full-blown retune. It idles decent. It's better than what it was, but you can tell it doesn't really know what it wants to do. It's like, I want to work. We're gonna have to data log and just get him a solid file to send over so he can make corrections on the fly. And this way we can probably just drive it to him and just have him do it. I went into this with the mindset that we're just gonna end up swapping like the MAF stuff and it's gonna run fine, but that's not necessarily the case because the setup is just different. Appreciate y'all tapping in today, guys. I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Remember, go get your 50 times entries to take home that Shelby GT500 and $10,000 in cash come November 1st. You never know, you might get that phone call. Huge shout out goes out to Team Lethal. I appreciate you guys so much. I cannot wait to get the Whipple kit on this car. Apex is going to scream. We're gonna have to make a little road trip to Florida so we can get some stuff done as well. Make sure you go shop at lethalperformance.com. Use promo code DBP Squad to save that money. If you haven't already, click the like button down below alongside the subscribe button. We just hit 230,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. I will see you guys Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time for another video. It's almost laughable, to be honest. It's a Chevy, what can I say? We definitely have some things we gotta talk about. I'm sad. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love. I will see you Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time for another video. Y'all take care. Deuces.